Hi all, this is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where we are going to give a brief rundown of the closing bell, the market indices, and four biotech stocks that we've been talking about. Let's get right to the videotapes. I'd be happy if some of you join me live. So if you do want to join me, say hi, and I'll come back to the screen and chat with you a little bit. So let's see. Share screen. We are using Google Hangouts on the app. Minimize, and let's get right to the indices first. So let's look at the NASDAQ first. NASDAQ was the weakest of the indices today. NASDAQ 100 we're looking at. It's updating. A little slow today, my computer. So let's see what happened today on the NASDAQ. And it's actually a red candle because the open was higher than the close. But on the whole, we moved up 19 points, so 0.27%. So not a bad day, but compared to the other averages, it was a bad day. The FANG stocks, I think 2 out of 4 got clobbered today. So that might have been the reason. I think Facebook definitely got clobbered. I'm not sure about Netflix. I don't think they had a very good day either. So let's take a look at the next index, the Dow Jones, and that closed up 396 points, 1.58% on the day. That's a nice move. Very nice move. It gets us close to 1,000 points away from the all-time high. And notice also, if we look at this chart of the Dow, that it gets us back into the channel above where it had been since June 19th. So it peaked the top part of the candle peaked over the bottom trend line, and we'll see if that can hold. I kind of doubt it, because every time the Dow has gone to a lower trend line, it's kind of stayed there. By what I mean by a lower channel, I mean, so that I expect that most of the action in the Dow will be upward still, but in a lower channel, taking even longer to make that new high. So I would expect a pullback from today's big green candle, maybe an inside day tomorrow, because it was a very big candle. So my guess would be some kind of an inside day, followed by maybe two inside days until we get some definitive action one way or the other. Let's look at the S&P. The S&P was 2% away from an all-time high going into the start of trading this morning. And now at 2840, it's about 1% away. 2872 is the all-time high, so we're a little more than 1% away, and that's doable. Is it doable tomorrow? You get another day like today, and we're very close. It has a lot of touches at its upper trend line. All we need is one more touch of that upper trend line, and we've got it. We've got a new all-time high in sight for the S&P. Might take a few days to get there, but I'm pretty sure it'll get there. The Dow is the one that's got me nervous. That one is slow moving. Now let's take a look at the four biotechs, beginning with Geron. This is my four horsemen. Kramer had four horsemen years ago. Now he's got FANG. So Geron, Oncs, Athersys, and ATNM are my four horsemen of small cap biotech. So Geron has been hovering above its trend line the last 2 days, toying with going below the trend line. Today was an up day, a green arrow. It was up nicely, up 10 cents, and it made a nice recovery from the low of the day, which was, let's see, the low of the day was 380. So it made a very nice recovery to close at 396. Good action. I like the way Geron is behaving. I think it's going to continue to straddle this trend line all the way up to 911, where it should close at about $5 even. So $5 by 911. You heard it here. Dr. J at 11 is actually making a prediction, which I seldom do. Of course, it'll probably defy me and just go right back down. But I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. Let's take a look at the next one, ATNM. ATNM has just started a nice trend line. If it continues, it will be at 72 cents. Let's see, 18 bars. That would be another 10 bars or so, another 2 weeks or so of trading. It should be at around 72 cents if it continues to hug this trend line. However, notice that stocks like these tend to go parabolic before they kind of reverse. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had a parabolic move away from the trend line up about 80 cents area, maybe even take out the old high of 716, which is 85 cents. So maybe we move kind of along the trend line, go parabolic, take out the 85 cents, and before we have a pullback down. That's what I think could happen, or we might just continue to trade along the trend line. And the third possibility is that we go below the trend line. So there are obviously three possibilities here. I'm thinking optimistically, we get a little parabolic move, take out the old high, try to hit the dollar, maybe fail. But that's where I think we're heading in the near term on ATNM. This is one man's opinion, of course. Athersys, another stock I'm bullish on. I'm really bullish long-term based on fundamentals of its products, multi-stem, but it started a nice little trend line on 8.6. It's continuing to hover around that trend line. If it continues on that trend line, by 8.24, it'll be 206, something along those lines. So that wouldn't be a bad move up. It's a slow ascent. It actually hit 209 earlier, a few days ago. I think it's going to be a struggle to get above that 209, but we'll get there. And finally, ONX, where is it? Do I have ONX? If not, I'll just throw it on. Oh yeah, I do. OncoSec Medical, look at this trend line, very, very steep trend line. It's not going parabolic off of this, it's already parabolic. So if it continues for 15 trading days in total, it should hit, close to $1.90, $1.88, something like that. And that's a very nice move from $1.18, where it started on 8.6. So from 8.6 to 8.27, it could move up as much as 70 cents to 188. That would be a very nice move. That would make Dr. J very happy. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say 188 by the end of August. That's a pretty good prediction, pretty nice bullish prediction. I hope I'm right for the sake of those that are long OncoSec Medical. So I hope all of you guys profited from the action on Wall Street today. Most of you, I'm sure, are long and did rather nicely in your mutual funds and in your private portfolios. I'm going to stop screen sharing at this point and bid you adieu, say au revoir, say adios amigos, say hasta mañana. I'd say a whole bunch more things. Oh, there's the camera. It came back. Thank you, camera. Bye. This has been Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York.